So the next thing that we've added to our shopping cart is something called Cloud Zoom. So if I go to, let's say, the Jonas Brothers in all their glory, and we see Brothers Jonas here, this is a nice thing for you to try. I realize there's a trial link here that I could hack out and remove, but I'm just going to leave it and be an honest, nice guy because the developers on this have done a wonderful job. So what's important is when you start on this, when you create a cloud zoom, you have to come up with a logic for what kind of size photos you have. So I usually just will pick the biggest photo that I can find. The cloud zoom site itself will show different um, images. They'll have one for large, one for small, and they'll on hover show the large one. That's fine. I like to keep my file sizes low. We're in a day and age where we don't need, we can have a very large photo with still good quality because compression techniques are pretty good right now. So you can always control this square, but let me show you how to get this. So if you go to trial, they'll give you a download, and I'll zip it and throw it in this with this video. But once you get to the trial, then they'll ask you to enter a website, and that website will have your license. It'll have the domain. And so for me, I entered it, and let me close my index here. But this is what they sent. So basically, this is CloudZoom, and they have a gallery here, which I'll open up in Chrome so you can see it. But here's how it is. So you basically sign up, you put the domain that you're going to use, and it's security test, and then they download it for you. And I'm going to open up the trials here so you can see what they give you. Specifically, notice the images have large, small, and thumbs. So 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, 3. So we have all three. And I'm going to open up this one first, and you can see there's the thumbnails. Then you go up here like this, and you see there's the medium or the small image, not the thumbnail, but this is the large image. So you can really get a good look at the product. And I think that's a huge, huge deal for shopping. And you guys have all shopped online. You can probably back me up on this, that it is a really cool thing. So in the index right here, this is kind of how we can do this. Right now, our little Toonkins merchandise does not have thumbnails. It would be fun to have a thumbnail of each one of the Jonas Brothers down there. That would be hilarious. But point is that there are ways around this. But if you look at the architecture here, okay, and we look at the index HTML, what they do is you have to have jQuery. I'm using like on our site, I'm using like 3.4. So let me pull up the product again. Let me get my FileZilla. I just closed it a second ago, but let me get recent. Where are you, buddy? All right. So once this opens up, we'll get. I'll go back to my FTP real quick, and we'll pull off that product because it's a real easy implementation. But I want to discuss all the things you could do with it. And I'm sure on OpenCart, if you're using that, there's a plugin for it. I would hate for you guys to spend money on this stuff, especially if it's a school project, when it actually really is not that hard to hack into. So I'm going to do mm214.com, and we'll do public_HTML, and then we'll do cart implementation. But this whole thing of me teaching this cart is it's more about user flow. I mean, that's kind of what we're looking at. Okay, so let me get my cart implementation. Actually, I'll just go alphabetically to it. A lot of stuff on my server, as you can see. Here it is. It's going to be caps, I believe, right at the bottom, as always. All right, when you're looking at something. All right, so this is cart implementation. Come on, buddy. And I'm looking for product. So I want to show you what jQuery version I'm using. It's a new one. It's 3.5, so pretty modern. I grabbed it off the CDN within a couple days ago. But here's the rest of the structure. So basically, make sure you have jQuery. And right below it, add the CloudZoom CSS, the CloudZoom JS, and this right here, which is a quick start. And then when you get down to the products, this right here, image class equals CloudZoom, source equals product image, style equals, I put a specific style to cater to our CSS that we originally did, but I'll be moving this over. And this is what you want to be zoomed. So it's an object called zoom image, and it's the same exact picture. So basically I have the same large picture, but style of 270 and a width of 100. And what we get from that is this kind of cool thing. So let's go to, we've seen plushies, let's go to a shirt here. So we'll click on the platypus shirt, and here you can see a nice look of it. And you control everything too. And don't be afraid to use the Cloud Zoom CSS. It's not that hard. Now to hack into this, to pull this off, well, it's actually base 64 encoded within the minimized JavaScript. So I'm not going to tell you more than that, but if you know anything about CSS or if you know anything about CSS with PHP, you'll know that that's pretty tough to get into and be able to pull off. Right now, this is the index HTML that we just saw. This is the Cloud Zoom JS in here. And they're calling the data from somewhere else with a variable. And I haven't found it yet, but I could work to it. But part of me says that when you go in here and you see, like let's say we do Cloud Zoom and we do home, here, the purchase price. I want to talk about that for a second. It's 27 pounds, which is 39 bucks, but that's a lifetime license. So if you can get that from a client, do it. But it's licensed for the website. Anyway, you get free updates, but it's lifetime for everything else. I just think it's one of those things that, I mean, we could do it with raw.js, but it's right here and it's done. So, if you can always try to spec an element here to really see where that's coming from, by the way. Here. And I know it's going to be in an object from that JavaScript. So step one would be to see element style. When you see element style, that means that this is being produced by the, and this is what you could do. You could look for the position bottom and just look for 40 pixels, something like that, something unique. So I'm going to do one thing real quick because, nope, it's not in there. So it would take a while for me to find that, but it's here somewhere. So back to Cloud Zoom, I think it really adds to the product line. I think it makes it look really solid. So that is all for that. Any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Again, most of you are doing OpenCart, I think, but I think they have a Cloud Zoom plugin for that. Should be pretty easy. Just I caution you to read the documents and watch out for traps because people will try to sell it and they'll give it to you broken. But we'll see how that works. I'm happy to help if you need me.